Yo, what's
There it
going on?
is.
Welcome back to Dead Men Talking, the aftercast with Jamie Madrox.
What up, y'all?
I'm Blaze, your dead homie. Yeah, what's going on? How y'all doing?
God damn it. I couldn't point to you. Yes. Fuck it. There. Yes. How you do? I'm doing good. How are you? Damn it. It's all easy. He's just like, yeah, there it is. Now I know what to do. There it is.
Figured it out. It took me a second too. All right, cool. How you doing? We were talking a whole hour over there, and we were a full hour except for the few minutes that I unplugged, and that seriously unplugged.
And that's fine. It gave me an opportunity to
I'm back and I'm here to talk some crazy random stuff, and I had some things written down, and the first thing that I want to go into involves.
And I am in your sidecar. Let's get it.
All right, let's kick it.
Yeah.
The first thing I want to talk about is it is about the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Save and Zone. It is the first movie, right? The first movie. You remember the first movie. It is now today, I believe is the day. It is 25 years old today, I believe. Yeah, 25 years old. The first movie. Ivan Ooze and all of his everything that was in there.
Now, wait a minute. No. Wait. Okay, with Ivan Ooze. That one's 25?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Do you remember
25 years old? I was, reading up on some of the stuff that was going on during this time, and some of it happened to be some crazy shit happening, like for real, like on the movie and during filming of the show, because they ended up having to stretch out into each other, right?
Oh, wait.
Okay, because listen, this is what happened. I believe in the first season, right? We all know.
Wait, they did what?
In the first season, they started getting some heat. So they were going in, I believe it was the second season, somewhere within there. That's when they started figuring out they're going to do this movie, or they're about to do this movie. They told them
during Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Basically, the three characters, right? The three people that left filming, the Red Ranger, Zach. It was Zach, Jason, and Aisha. No. No, Zach, Jason, and Trini. Yeah.
Is that
Jason, Zach, and
Trini's the character on the show, right?
These three leave the show. Rocky and Aisha and Adam come in, right? And as soon as they come on, they're told when they sign their contracts. They're told, yeah, great. We're shooting a movie in Australia in a couple months. Get ready to go to Australia in a month or so. So they have them never been out of anywhere. And then they go out and they jump on the plane. They go and do this stuff. So then they have to shoot within it. They start shooting the movie. And then something happens to one of the characters. I think it's the girl that plays the lady they go find their animal powers from. Forget her name. Something happens to her. She breaks her leg somewhere within filming or something. So they decide to recast and bring in their second person, which is the lady from Law and Order, Mariska Hargitay.
Okay.
Law and Order SVU. She plays in this show. They bring her in to do this stuff, right? And so they start casting and they start filming. Well, it's much slower than the process of filming this than it is of filming the show.
Television.
So they start filming the show again, and the show is bang, bang, bang. They're getting the show on, so they get that going, and they go in and they're still filming the movie. Well, during this, it's going so slow with Hargitay as their second person that they bring the other girl heals up. So they bring her back and get rid of Hargitay and reshoot the scenes that they did with Hargitay. Then they start going in. Then they get to it. Then more.
What I was going to say. Hold on. I just want to say.
They had to change outfits for what the outfits were on the show. The show was spandex and different hookups.
Right.
They changed them to real ones, which are 50 pounds heavier for everybody, or 20 pounds, depending on the character. And they're holy shit, they got to move around in these and act.
It went from spandex to foam latex.
So then they get the guy that plays Ivan Ooze, right? And they have a whole different range.
He glitched. Well,
playing this guy, they're change and multiple people. You're gonna, at one point, you're going to change into multiple people and characters. So at one point, he was supposed to change into like a woman and some weird, just different characters and crazy shit that they didn't get to, do an experience with the movie. So they were like,
what I was gonna
different
say,
shit that
and
they were talking about doing in the movie that just didn't make it because of rewrites that were happening within the time of the movie being shot.
Right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that I thought that's a bold. That's just the one thing I took away from everything you were saying. I think that it's a bold move that for them to right off the bat, like you said, these 3 new replacement actors, you signed, you penned, and as soon as you pen, now we're taking you over here to start filming this feature film, which television to film is completely different shooting nonetheless, but different. But I think that it's a bold move because when you look at it from a fan perspective, you have to sell all of these people who are fans of Power Rangers. You're going to have to give us some storyline and where did Trini go and where because if I'm not mistaken, it was Walter Jones, I think, and Trang, Walter Jones, and someone else, I think, were the people who were replaced at one point in the series. Because this happened, this wasn't consistent, but it happened like 3 times. The Red Ranger
they had them like
times.
They brought them in together at one point where they talked to them, they saved them. It was like a 3-episode arc, and then they went to some conference and they were never to be seen again type shit. And that was what it was, kind of. So the 3
and if
of
I
them,
mispronounce their names, my bad. I don't know how to be saying all the names properly or whatever the fuck. But
if
I'm not mistaken, I'm a big ass Power Ranger fan. Like, I love them motherfuckers. Like, they're dope. They're dope. Sure. They're dope as shit. So it blows my mind to know that in the theory of a gig, like that's a gig. Like, you're an actor, you're an aspiring actor. You act. You want to act. You get to be a part of a gigantic franchise that's already well established without you. You're not going, this isn't a fucking pilot episode. You don't hope this gets greenlit. This is like fucking season 23. Next, it's going to be, Power Rangers, Dinosaurs, or, you know how they, you know what I mean? Like, our original Power Rangers that we had, Saban's Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the original setup was like the original. And then as shit shaped and changed, it got to a place where people started getting replaced. And it got more silly on Bulk and Skull. Let's always focus on them. And somewhere, the cutaway, the comical cutaways, you know what I mean? And then it got to a point where, that's dated. We need a new version of it. Then it was Power Rangers Turbo or whatever, Power Rangers Outer Space. And like,
they kept adding and making, they would bring new stuff together. It's like, I'm telling you, that's exactly what it was.
Just meaning, all I'm saying is meaning well established enough to have fucking 7, 8 different incarnations of that theme story, which was giving a lot of actors opportunities to come in and fill boots. But I get what you're saying. When it was before it was that well fleshed out, different multi-franchise thing, when it was just the original thing, that's weird when people got, replaced and other re-footage filmed and that's weird.
I mean, I'm telling you, one of the craziest things that makes it even crazier,
but it's weird.
One of the things that makes it crazier to me is that when you find out and you learn that the guy that played Rocky, the second Red Ranger, that he actually never acted before. This is like he was learning on the job. And he answered the call because they said they needed, you could do karate or something. I
was about to say that. He
was like, I can do karate.
100%.
So I guess 100%. I can act. He moved in and he became an actor.
100%.
Exactly what I mean? It was,
That was one of the main reasons that Burt Jervis, aka Burt Ward, got the job for Robin. A little favoritism over the other guy who went for the gig. You can watch, I'm sure it's online right now, you can watch the test shots. He comes in confident. I'm going to do a couple tumbles for you guys. And he tumbles in front of them and he's like, I'm going to do a flip and a karate kick. And he does a flip and a karate kick. And you're like, they're looking like, this kid's a star. I don't even know if he can act, but this kid's got what it takes. And you're just like, and instantly he gets the fucking job because he came in like physically ready for the role they were looking for. And that's weird. But again, not uncommon either, that a person who fits the bill, who doesn't have acting chops, will be assumed to learn on the fly because he's in company of good actors. And sometimes that can help. You know, you get put in a movie with a couple like renowned actors that are good at what they do, and they can tutor you and you know, make you their Padawan throughout the movie and teach you some things. You know, you would do well to learn, but I agree with you, like coming in and just not having any acting chops whatsoever, but I can do a couple kicks and tumbles and you're hired. That's
You're
wow.
hired.
All the guys out in the room ready to read the script with this total conviction, and I'm Alpha, we're gonna get this job. And it's like, you know, it's like it just didn't happen, man. Dude came in and tumbled the shit out of it. We're sorry, you guys can all go home. Like, fuck. Dreams crushed. Just a lobby full of broken hearts.
Right.
All could have been the Red Ranger.
Anybody could have.
God damn it.
You had a karate kick correctly.
You had to. I mean, hey, maybe, but everything happens for a reason, and I'm sure.
Range, throw a good chop, karate kick.
Right. I'm gonna come up with some sassy moves. I'm gonna hit you. Yeah, I'm coming in. I'm coming in hot, sassy moves.
I don't know what.
I just, you know, that's cool though. I like it. I like the idea. I like the concept. I think that it's crazy for the opportunities, but I also think that it's just wild that producers and sometimes people in that position of control can literally cut, refilm, whatever. There's a great I don't want to get too far off track, but just real quick, there was a great one of the Friday the 13th movies. There's a documentary of it, and literally the director of the film was telling this story about how he was daily arguing with the production team about what Jason looked like, whether or not his mask would come off. They made him reshoot his scenes to the point where he was like disgusted with his own movie. And it's like, again, this kind of shit happens a lot as well. It's just some people are just like a little more professional about it, and they're like, yeah, it's my movie, whatever. This guy was like, fucking piece of shit. They made me ruin my own movie. And you're like, wow, dude. And when you know, so it happens.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I think that's kind of what it was for some of the stuff. Like I was talking about, I was talking about that Ivan Ooze character, and somebody said Power Rangers a little too goofy for me. Duncan Hooper said, I get it. That's kind of what it was. It ended up happening a little bit because I don't think they let them do the, scarier type of stuff that they wanted for it, because they were working out kind of how they would do the show. They wanted it to be like a show, one long episode for you to see. With a little extra in it. They went to space where you never went to. So they added some shit that they didn't do before. And, that was what it was. So it's kind of, that's,
What I was going to say is that what should have happened, woulda, shoulda, coulda, what should have happened was it was intended to be a children's show. We came in all with the first Power Rangers. What should have happened is we should have grown with a Power Ranger outfit, so to speak. Our original Rangers that we got in with should have evolved with us as we grew. Mind you, leaving open fucking segments for Power Ranger Turbo, Power Ranger Dinobot, whatever the fuck, Power Ranger fill in the fucking blank, and give all the other new.
I don't know if we spoke about this before, but they have done a sick story, like in the comic series. I know they did it like a story where obviously I don't know if it's multiple universes, but I'm assuming that's what it is. And they have the White Ranger, and he goes through, one of them is like a evil Supreme style, and he goes through and he figures out that he'll get more powerful by going through each universe and killing each other White Ranger in the different universes.
Wow,
and he starts I'm telling you, and he has a different name.
Then there is what I'm talking about. There's my adult Power Ranger.
You would be like, damn, that's the type of shit people would be like, wow. You know what I mean?
There was a director that this was a while ago now, thinking about it. And I remember you were with me. We were on the road when this like was exploding, but it was like a fucking somebody made a fan film of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and it was very adult, and they were cussing and slapping people, and it was like, holy fuck, and they had their helmets off, and it was like, what? And it was good. It was good. It was like Batman Dead End good. It was good.
Yeah, and making a more up-to-date style Power Rangers for, the middle crowd style, but I guess that would be,
obviously. Yeah, it would have been a crowdfunding campaign if someone was really serious about it, because I don't think anyone is going to roll the dice on that. But to see how many people would love to be, to see it, yeah, there was some other fun talk too, but I wasn't ready for this. I'm just going off the top of my head. But you said something about crossing universes, and I thought you were talking about this. It was I'm trying to think. It was somebody said that it was GoBots, Mask, and Micronauts were all a shared universe or something like that. It was something, man. I don't know, man. I might got it fucked up, but it was like the most obscure thing.
There's another one out there about some crazy stuff too, about Elf, and I think it's the Thundercats.
Yeah, you were telling me about this. Go ahead, tell it up. Tell it up.
It's like
tell the theory. Okay. What he's going to do is he's going to explain to you a conspiracy theory based upon Elf, the character Elf of 1980s fame, and Thundercats from Thundera.
The Thundercats, yes, Thundera, and they're saying like, you know, the idea of it would be that Elf was sent to multiple planets, right? Not just Earth. You know, he was sent to all types of planets from Melmac. Is that now where he's from?
He is from Melmac, but if you're referring to him going to multiple planets, you might be embracing a comic book narrative that came through in the Saturday morning thing. But in the original show, I thought he crash landed on.
So yes. So
Earth.
Idea is we all know that Elf loves to eat what?
Cats.
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 Yes.
Cats.
So what the
Thundercats are
cats. Maybe he was sent to Thundera, right?
Right.
And this is the reason that they're sent away, because they are the cats. The Thundercats are cats. They have to escape said planet to get to the planet that they go to, Earth 3 or whatever the hell it is that they end up on. But that's the whole idea, that Elf went there and he found like cats for you know, that he can eat, and they took over and they brought a bunch more elves there, and they all were eating.
So you're implying that Elf and his people went to the original planet of Thundera like it was a buffet.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And you're implying
they had to get out of there, and they took who they could, including Lion-O and, you know, all the cats that they could, and they stuffed them inside this plane, and they shot themselves away from the planet and got away just in time.
The fun thing about Thundercats that I think is playful, regardless of whatever, is it has like a lot of the greats. It has a tie to Star Wars, because there's that Jaga is the Obi-Wan and Luke, young Jedi. I think we covered that before, and just the premise alone of also kind of Superman, you know, like your home planet is destroyed and you're gonna find some sort of refuge on this new planet. But the difference, obviously, Superman filtered in with people, where Thundercats were just like, you know, we're just here, we're building this fucking Thunder Burbles.
Right. Thunder.
And the burble. Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. And Mumra's a gangster, and there's some theories that okay, wow. So that was so there's that. so there's that. Burble. Yeah, dude, Thunder Burble's dope.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Dope.
That's, you know, that was the thing that was kicking around. I swear I read that somewhere. It was very entertained. I was laughing, and it was pretty
you know, it's like a creepypasta or something. It's like or some of those, you know, like conspiracy theories, and like I've heard so many of them, like that certain people are clones or a clone of themselves, and I'm like, the depth of connecting. I don't know how many ladders you need to try to reach for these, you know, intended, but I love it because it's intriguing and it makes your mind think. So there's that. So that's crazy. But it's a pretty good concept, seeing how Elf is so cat prone for food.
Damn, yes.
You know what?
Airwolf Engineering says biker mice from Mars was also pretty dope.
Oh, wow. He has got a point. He has a point.
That's pretty, you know, that's a great
Airwolf. That's one of them. That's one of them slept on gems of the 1990s. What was it? Yeah, man. There's so many of the Toxic Crusaders. Just the '90s was a bubble with people following the lead of TMNT, man. You know what I mean? And we're still killing it, I think.
Yeah, sure.
I think if my memory, right, or at least the reruns were in some sort of a after school syndication, keeping that dream alive. But yeah, man, that's great. Biker Mice from Mars.
Yes, that's a video game, I believe.
What about Silverhawks? Huh? What about Silverhawks?
Silverhawks, fuck yeah.
Silverhawks were dope.
I'm telling you, yeah, I remember that for sure. I mean, Copper Kid, you know, you got all
same production team as Thundercats in some senses. The character positions and voices are the same. The same guy.
What they both had were very cool, like villains, right?
Yeah, like, yeah, absolutely.
Moonstar was Moonstar in Silverhawks. Moonstar.
Yeah,
right. And then you have fucking obviously
the same voice as Mummer the Ever Living, same voice,
right?
And if I'm not mistaken, the same voice of Lion-O is the same voice of Silverheart, I think is his name. The lead Silverhawk, not Steel Will and the twins or Copper Kid or Bluegrass, but the leader, the silver one. And they used to do that shit, and it would be fucking.
Damn it.
Oh man, kill it, dog.
Ironheart. So lit. Ironheart. There's fucking
Ironheart, Steelheart, and Steel Will. That's the twins. The
Steelheart, Steel Will, Ironheart, and somebody, and Copper Kid, and fucking what was the blue one's name?
Bluegrass was the guy who always flew the big ass ship with the guitar.
Some crazy shit.
Pretty cool. But basically very, very stick to the format of Thundercats. But instead of where Thundercats would have been He-Man-esque, very, riding animals and swords and shit like that.
Yeah, where, they came on like close to each other too. So it was like, you could just tell which one. It was like this one or that. They were
for sure. Another one, Marshall Bravestar. Yeah, man.
I remember that.
Sweetwater. They went in the bar and ordered Sweetwater. It's real. It happened. It's great. All right. So what else do you got?
All right. Well, we were speaking of old school shit. I seen some new school, old school making new school. I had read some news about Seth Rogen and his crew of his actually getting the rights to do the TMNT animated movie, I believe.
Oh wow!
They're supposed to be putting together something with that. So
please tell me you're talking about something like a DreamWorks or something like a Toy Story.
Yeah, it's like whatever his production company and stuff. Fun. I believe they're putting together.
Didn't he do the one where the hot dogs were talking?
Yeah,
that fucking hot dog and then the buns.
Definitely in the movie, yeah.
Right.
Hot dogs, I believe.
right. But it was some sort of food. It was like all the food and everything. That shit, if it looks like that, we're in good hands. We're in good hands because that was, again, didn't see it, heard it was funny, raunchy, but at the same time, very well done. So I think we would be in good hands as far as TMNT fans for getting a quality product.
I'm interested because all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle talk we've been doing lately about different things, like going back talking about the Super Nintendo game and the different things we were talking about, and stuff happening. That would be cool to see updated correctly again. You know what I mean? Just give it another, or give it its own spin, and it might be cool as hell too. It's like it's time.
I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you in that regard to say, damn,
sausage party. There it is. Everybody.
See, there is that talking hot dog, and then those buns.
Which one's gonna be the turtle?
See what I'm saying, though? But I mean, what I mean by it is, I mean like the texturing. They look like they're in some sort of they don't look drawn. They don't look like a painted cell. They look like real inanimate objects, I guess, like that kind of shit, like a lot of the Pixar stuff has that vibe to it.
Look at that in the works.
There they go.
I don't know if that's what they're gonna look like at all, but that's just a picture of the turtles, obviously. But this is what they're talking about.
But what I have seen is him and his team have been like aggressively, from what our insider peeps, but have been aggressively trying to get as many intellectual properties as they can. They're looking for stuff of fun stuff, and it's like, that's great. That's the funnest of all fun stuff, is the turtles.
Yeah, there's multiple places that can be offered where people can, that nowadays. We were just talking about this, like, what's your favorite platforms and shit. There's, there's obviously there's Amazons and Hulus and fucking Netflix, and
I could paint you a completely different scenario that nobody's probably thinking about, but everyone would be like, whoa, that's different, is to do a true to original Turtles animated feature, all in black and white, with the red bandanas, and the only color shown would be maybe blood, or make it like the real entire comic book and give it that noir look, and make it very like street lights and shit, and shadowy. And I think that would be great. I think people would be like, holy fuck, make it look like maybe the first 3 issues of the actual TMNT comic book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a great, I mean, obviously Shredder dies in the first issue, because that's crazy, because they never thought they would make it to a second issue. Fun fact.
Right.
So fucking real, and just so real. It's so real.
I mean, he's gonna have to have something worked on. I mean, he's reworked, man.
Right.
Give him 9 lives. He's all right.
But what's fun is, it's like, maybe that's the challenge in this one, or you just like, boom, he's dead and somebody else rises up and whatever. But it's like, do that. Like, that would be great. Like, have it be like, that the original, like how before they got tuned up and each got a color spectrum to reflect their personality, and then they got voices, and they started becoming more, you know what I mean? Not that there's anything wrong with any of that, but I'm saying a simplistic version of the original, very brutal, very kick-ass Turtles.
Yeah.
I'm talking Casey Jones with blood on the hockey stick, and he's just,
Michael Gray said, have like the Sin City look, kind of. That's kind of what it is.
Yes. Sure. I think that could do very well.
Yeah. People throwing Frank Miller style.
Because in that kind of a medium, you can show more things through storyboarding and pulling back, and with everything being in some sort of a vector format, you're not obligated to be in a room. Like, if you want a great pullback shot in a room, you can fly a drone to the ceiling, but that's, to have that availability and have it be in that Pixar shit where you can just keep pulling back and see it from the sky view. Like, that's why comic books and panels and shit like that sometimes are so amazingly captivating, because they're able to push boundaries that,
have they ever like
budgets for?
Have they ever made like the Foot Clan more in the shadows, kind of like they did Ninja Assassin, where he doesn't show, you know what I mean?
No. I mean, I don't know that the premise
that would work a little bit better in their favor.
Absolutely.
Too. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But they have to have thousands of them, obviously, so you'd see them somewhere training, but that's where Shredder's at. But then again, you might see these guys and they move in the shadows, I would assume, because there's thousands of them too, right?
Even like Ninja Scroll 1 and 2. Those cartoon features, the move, the beat, the violence, the how it is, and you're just like, for most of the entire, until you're like, oh my God, like, holy fuck, what am I watching? Like, that kind of, you jump right into it. Like, oh shit, like, I think that kind of, that's why Deadpool did so well. They were willing to just like, fuck it, he swears, let him swear, let him fucking do what he does. Oh, well, that's gonna be an R rating. No children are gonna see that. And it's like, parents were like, no, but we will. You know what I mean? And legit, and it worked. It showed a different demographic of people that will go out and show up for an R-rated superhero feature. Something a little more grittier than the polished, Adam West Batman or whoever the guy was that played the Flash or plays the Flash on CW. You know what I mean? Something a little more grittier. But man,
that's why they changed it. They have to change it each time. They try to find different depth to a different character. So that was what was cool. I don't know if you catch any of that, because I don't really watch all of it, but I did catch some of the stuff. Like I think it was a crossover. I think I told you part of it, and they did bring the dude like Ezra Miller in there. in between it. So they had him for a second. So it was kind of cool that they had the multiple Flashes, and he met the other Flash, and they were talking for a second, and they were from different universe Flashes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, cool. No, I shared that. I shared that on my story.
They could, they could exist in the different universes, and that, you should be able to understand that that's a different Flash.
I was gonna say, I want
Justice League movie. So yeah.
No, I was just gonna say that I want you to you should talk about, speaking of Flash, you should talk about, which we never covered last week or this week, honestly, about the Michael Keaton reprising some sort of a Batman role in the upcoming Flash production.
Wow.
Everybody keeps hitting me up with this, like I'm everybody's go-to Batman guy. They know I love Batman, so they just think I am just fucking immersed in any and everything. Like, I heard Starbucks has Batman coffee cups. I just wanted to let you know. Like, thank you, thank you. And I'll be now I know, you know what I mean. So I appreciate all the information. So that's dope.
I had not known that. I've seen his name in the news, and I thought it was something to do with Batman, but I wasn't sure. Somebody said that they were thinking about having him reprise Batman, yes, but I saw, what I keep seeing was, comments. Now I don't see him here, but somebody's like, yes, he should be in the Batman suit, but he shouldn't be Bruce Wayne. And it's like, well, how do you do that? Or he's fucking
that's not what they're trying. What I assume they're trying to do is pull on the nostalgia, the heartstrings of people who would have been, me or you, or I would say,
if they do, that demographic if they're trying to make a Batman Beyond and they bring him in as Batman, I think that would be sick.
That could be cool
because he's not really fighting as much crime.
Old man Wayne, that could be dope.
Old man Batman, and he's out there as a fucking.
No, that could be very cool. What I think it is, absolutely. What I think it is, though, is I think it's a scenario where it has something to do with Flash going and running through these time portals and loops that let him enter into Earth, fill in the number or whatever the fuck it is.
All right. So it's like point, it's Flashpoint, basically.
Something. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Exactly. Flashpoint. That's exactly what it is.
I mean, he could in a sense probably fill out and be Thomas Wayne.
Right.
Batman's father,
that's not what they're saying.
No, what I'm saying is Batman's father as the Batman character, because there's a character where he goes to multiple worlds and he sees Thomas Wayne fighting crime like Batman, but his own suit with a different look, a little like a red bat. And
yeah.
And it's looks more like a bat, but yeah.
Right. But in this, from all accounts and all of the things that I've seen and read, it's basically saying that Michael Keaton is set to reprise his role as Batman in an upcoming Flash feature, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it keeps showing.
If they do it that way, it could make sense, like I said.
It keeps showing the iconic, Keaton in the little logo, Batman suit where he had to turn this whole way like this. And, they showed that footage. And then one of the articles I seen showed the better one where the cowl was ripped and you really got to see his face, and that was dope. But in some sort of I believe, from my personal Bat fandom, I believe in some sort of a well-shot scenario sequence, he could reprise an older Batman from the time sequence we seen when we were kids and we went and seen Batman at the goddamn movie theater, the Tim Burton. First in line, got to see it, right? Bought the T-shirts, had the cups, got the little candy
Jack in his get up,
trading cards, the whole nine, right?
Can they get Jack Nicholson and his get up again?
I mean, I don't know. See, I don't know. You get people like that are like, you know what I mean? Everybody's got a hard on for Joaquin Phoenix right now. So Jack Nicholson is not at the top of anybody's pick list. I personally think maybe he's not. I don't know. I personally think he wouldn't do it, but I think Keaton would do it because Keaton has a kind of a respect for the fandom. Keaton knows that, I'm somebody's Batman. Like, I think he knows that. And if he doesn't say it, I know he knows it. Adam West knew it. Val Kilmer knew it for a minute. George Gooney knew it for a minute. You know what I mean? Like, everybody who was Batman knows I'm someone's Batman. whether you like it or not. And I know he knows that. So it's like, I think he's like, it's fan service. I owe it to the fans. And that's kind of dope. And if that's where he's coming from, and that's a place where he's coming from, then that's fucking killer. And I hope that he schools it. But I think that you could welly shoot a scene where Flash goes into some boom and he's in the Batcave doing some fucking cleanup and routine checking, talking to some whatever. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe he's still Batman. Holy fuck. Like, I'm into it. Like, let's see. I'm excited.
Yeah.
And
I mean, yeah, it's a strong possibility.
And it's another fucking justifiable reason to go and sit through a Flash movie. Truth be told, from a Batman fan. I don't dislike Flash.
Cool, right.
I don't dislike Flash, but I'm not going to go see Wonder Woman either. So it's like, let's keep it real. I'm going to, you know, keep it consistent. I'll go see the Batman shit. You know, I didn't even see the Joker movie still. It's like,
right.
I'm into some shit. I'm not into some shit. But I think that's a reason for me to look out for that movie now. Like, I have to see that scene. I have to see it. And I'm sure once it comes available to everyone, I'm sure they'll have it on all of the sites and shit. But yeah, to be able to experience that moment and see that, that's going to be great. It was cool when the two Flashes were in same continuity at same time, touching each other's costumes and calling each other Barry, and that was killer. So those epic moments, they definitely resonate well with a person in fandom like me. So props to them for that. Let's get more of that shit. Yeah. Let's hashtag bring back Jack.
Yes.
Get him back. Hashtag bring back Jack. Flat out. We love you, Jack. We want you back.
He was laughing on that tape recorder. When
Ever dance with the devil in pale moonlight?
Spewing out of his mouth. That was great.
Yeah, man. Bring him back. Yeah. Bring him back, dude. I think everyone. I don't think there will be a dry eye in the house. I don't think anyone will have anything bad to say. I think it'd be crazy.
Right.
So there's that. Or fun fact, go to the guy they cast in Dr. Sleep as doing the reprise Jack Nicholson scenes.
Oh,
that
Jack.
Guy
okay.
Looks just like a young Jack Nicholson and would have the genetic body makeup for whatever Joker they may be looking for. So again, wow. That Dr. Sleep, good movie too. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It's different. It's a good one. But they nailed it, dude. They casted those people fucking perfect.
That's what's perfectly up. I still have yet to see it. I got to check it out. But
I can't think of her last name, but it was Shelly something. The one, the lady who was Olive Oil, but she was also
Olive Oil. Yes, I know who it is.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Shelly Long, is that it?
Shelly Long, I think. Yeah.
No, that can't be it. It's something.
Shelly Withers. What Long? I don't know. All I know is she was amazing, and they actually casted
Olive Oil.
She was Olive Oil. She was Olive Oil to Robin Williams' Popeye. God damn it. Recognize
Robin Williams was Popeye. Look it up.
Who? Robin Williams as Popeye.
Yes.
Google it. All right. But the woman that they found and cast to play her reprisal scenes from The Shining again nailed it. And if that's her voice, holy fuck, she even sounds like her. I'm thinking it was some audio trickery. Nevertheless, really well done.
There you go. Tori, throw it in there.
What is
Melissa, throwing it in there with the win. Shelley Duvall.
Shelley Duvall. Thank you, ladies.
Melissa Miller,
yes.
Tori H. That answer. There you go.
That is her. Absolute talent. Very, very amazing. Very, very able to emote on camera, especially during The Shining. Very, very convincing.
Yeah. That was crazy. That's what's up.
Yeah, for real. So that's crazy. But yeah, I like how they do that from time to time. I like how they go back and they try to bring back an actor or like in Insidious where they brought back Elise's character back to a young age, and they literally had the actress say that. I'm assuming this is my assumption of how they played it out. They had the actress say the dialogue. And then they had the real lady who was Elise, the real actress rather, reword watch her lips on film and say the dialogue with her. And that shit's creepy because you're like, holy fuck, it's her. Holy fuck. You know what I mean? Like when it's well done like that, it sits well. It's like, God damn, that's great. Just a great piece of cinema. So yeah, that's dope. And they need to do that with Loomis too, if you're listening out there.
Yes.
Watching it. I don't know why the fuck you'd be watching this Universal or whatever, but if you are, do that to Loomis. Great. We need Loomis.
Right.
Want some goddamn Loomis.
Loomis, damn it.
Come on, even a cutaway scene. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. I'm over here with both of them. I'm hoping.
All right. So I was, speaking of different movies coming out, I seen that they were talking about Spider-Man 3 again. And since I ruined the last Spider-Man one for you already.
You did. And that's okay.
Maybe I can continue to ruin number 3 for you. And
here we go. Okay, go ahead. He said, then he glitched. See?
You ready?
Wait. Are you ready? Hold on. Okay, go. Go. Yep, I'll wait. Go.
Am I here? Okay. All right. We're back. And we're back. No, for real. So I heard some more Spider-Man 3 news. I seen some stuff that happened at the end. Obviously, they gave the reveal about who they were going to be putting in there, as the
Mysterio,
next villain.
Right? Jake, a.k.a. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yes, but as the villain for the next villain or the next person coming in.
It was I seen at some point their version of Vulture was Michael Keaton. So that's why everyone was tripping, because they're like, whoa, is he double dipping in Marvel and DC? That's dope. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
And they come in passing. I want to say it's in a Venom. I thought that was Venom 2. Or I could be wrong. It was supposed to be, because at some point I don't know, what was that? It was Morbius. What the fuck trailer was that in where you see him?
I'm telling you.
I want to say it might have been Morbius, because as Morbius passes by this alleyway, there's like a wanted Spider-Man poster or something. So they're like showing you in the continuity of the last Spider-Man movie, it was taking place or had just finished, and now you enter into Morbius. And at some point, I thought they cut away and you see Michael Keaton and he's like, hey, and you're like, whoa, Vulture's back? What the fuck's happening? Like, I could be wrong. I need to fact check. I wasn't ready for that, but
it's a possibility. What I've seen so far is that they have Kraven the Hunter.
Oh, wow.
Is going to be hunting said Spider-Man.
Wow.
Because of the wanted poster, you know what I mean? Because he supposedly has killed Mysterio.
So, wow. I need to check up my facts on Kraven.
But if you're watching, but if you're also, from the standpoint of a comic fan, you're probably like, well, Spider-Man couldn't have killed him, and even if he's dead, it's like, but I believe what I'm seeing is that they're all saying that most likely he's Mysterio, so he probably that was just another one of those things, and he's not really dead.
Oh, implying that nobody really knows that he's Peter Parker, but he just thought maybe.
No, they find out. That's what he does. He downloads that, so everybody sees it. That it's him. So now it's Kraven the Hunter that's hunting Peter Parker,
and that's what I wanted.
Spider-Man.
Right. Well, and that's what I wanted to know. Like, that's why I need to brush up on my Kraven the Hunter. The reason I ask is, my knowledge of Kraven the Hunter was from the comic book covers and obviously the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends cartoon series, where he was always presented as, he treats it as sport, as game, and he hunts the heroes, because he, in some depictions of stories, I thought he wanted to mount their heads on the wall like this fucking weirdo. So that was a little bit of creepiness in Kraven, but the way you're saying it,
he's out there, right?
But the way that you're saying it might be kind of implying for a storyline that you're saying that he may come in as more of a bounty hunter, trying to do the town a service by capturing this threat known as the horrible Spider-Man.
I mean, who better to send him out would be Jay Jonah, right? Jay Jonah would probably like, guys.
Having pictures of him and putting the bounty in the thing, Kraven the Hunter said to win $200,000 for the apprehension of Spider-Man. That I could see all of that, dude. Like, legit. Like, that's.
I mean, I'm assuming different. That's what they're going for, but that's because that's kind of the news that they're talking about a little bit, and just talking about obviously it's getting pushed back a little bit, like everything else is. So it's not going to.
I was going to say,
but it still
there's
will.
There's a lot of people that have been clamoring, saying, where's the trailer for I believe it's Halloween Kills. They're like, where's that trailer at? There's a couple trailers people have been waiting for. And I think a great portion of that has to do with everybody's militantness to not release anything that's not in theatrical release. They're like, the movie companies are like, I don't know. I'm not in that game. I don't know the monetary returns as opposed to like video on demand or something of that nature, as opposed to asses in the seat sitting at AMC. Like, I don't know how that is, but maybe it's what I'm assuming it is maybe it's a stamp of officialness that this is a theatrical release that people could see at a movie theater the way that you could have always.
Yeah.
And, you know,
well, I mean, part of it.
Oh shit. Wait, say it again. Hold on. Wait, say it again.
Part of it is what's happening today. Part of it is what's happening today, where they can't get, the movie. I don't know if you've been around out there, because I've like every place I've driven by that's a movie theater is closed still around me. Like everything is closed still. Like there's no way to go. And I was even thinking about different ways. Like, could you just maybe like rent out to a party and have so many people that you can, maybe you could do it that way.
I don't know,
but it's not, obviously you're not going to make the money that you could to run the theater. So that's the reason they can't do it. And they can't go in there and clean up after each person like that.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, is the real reason why it's so you're not going to get them back like we talked about. And it's like the only way you can get them is drive-ins. And I don't know if you've seen it, but around here they started doing this thing where they're going drive-ins and making the old school movies, throwing like movies that are like then played in the 80s back in the day. You're like, really? What am I?
It's an outing.
What am I seeing?
It's an outing. It's something to do with the
they
reason
turn
to
into
get out
this,
of your house.
and it's like I could go back at home and watch this on TV with commercials. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, but it's the idea. It's the idea of making it an outing, a reason to leave the house, somewhere to go, and you can still social distance. Because what you brought up before, that's a great factor. And I hope that AMC and MJR and all these other film or movie places, rather, I hope that they're prepared for constant sanitizing. Because like, I'm sure people are gonna wipe their buttery hands on the fucking on the chairs, and even if you block out certain sections so people can sit away from each other, are going to be required to wear the mask during the whole feature, or just until you get into your designated seat? Like a lot of unanswered questions right now as we try to go forward in the shit, opening up and becoming, more try to get back to some level of normalcy, while still being very conscious that people are still getting this shit and it's not always coming up curable. So still having that, going forward. Now there's like,
I'm with Kenny Burns. They need to bring back drive horror, he says, movies, but drive-in horror movies would be good.
Drive-in horror movies, literally, even like you say, like any movies, like even like throwing fucking.
You're a little off there, Burnsy boy, but yeah, drive-in horror movies would probably would.
I mean, yeah, like I think that like even like the old movies, like you could do, fucking Rambo and Commando back to back double feature, $5. You know what I mean? Like, and I think people
that's
would.
The only way you're going to get it from now on is the double feature type thing, but. How they used to do it the same way. I remember Hunt for Red October and some other movie that I actually wanted to see was playing. So, yeah.
Wow. Shout out Grandpa. He just said Red October. Dope.
Yes.
I don't know. No, seriously. That's one of the last movies I went seeing with him. That was insane. Yeah. It was so very long. Sean Connery. I'll never forget it. Right? So very long. So much underwater. So much red. So much October. So much. But yeah, fuck yeah.
Man, that's great.
I just like I said, I hope that they're ready for that. Like I've seen these new type of things, even these people come with these sanitation things where they spray the shit down, but it's very, very pricey. So there's gotta be some sort of
I'm hoping that's what it is, man. But it's like, it's the same
and I'm also hoping
I said we're gonna keep watching and seeing what happens. I mean,
for sure.
They're letting other states be the guinea pigs. It seems. I would imagine. I would assume so far. So we're seeing what's happening there first, and we'll see. I guess because there's other states already there. I don't know if they're fully closing up shop again or they're changing their procedures already again. Because like I've seen something.
Well, what I was trying to say
is I've seen something going on in Michigan. They just said that she's not moving to stage 5 for July 4th. So I'm like, okay, I understand now because I think it's going on. It's like they're seeing dip backs going up again, and they're like, we got to stop this for a minute because
just saying,
wholly recognizing the
whatever cleaning procedures that they do or require most likely will be on the task list of underpaid, overworked kids who really don't give a shit. So if you got nacho cheese and fucking, some rando tickets on your chair,
for them. You're 100%. You know it.
So that's what I'm saying. So it might be
they're already in masks and everything, so they're already doing everything they have to. So yeah, it's
I'm just saying it's gonna be also on the consumer to be conscious to bring your own cleaning shit with you, apparently, to make sure that you are confident. Again, do what you need to do to feel safe. Don't judge others. Don't think you have you know it all, because you don't, because we don't. So I'm gonna do what I need to do to be safe.
That's it. What you feel, right, exactly.
For sure, you got to do what you do what you do to feel safe. So again, so don't judge and whatever. If you're out at the movie theater and you see a family of 4 and they're wiping down the seats, or a couple on their first date and they're wiping down the seats, it's Sani seats. Get them now at your local store or buy them in the lobby. Sani seats. You can wipe any chair to disinfected in 1 to 2 swipes. But I'm just saying, make sure that you're taking the precautions to.
When we were coming up, I made everybody watch The Boy in the Bubble, and everybody's gonna get their own.
No, you know what I'm saying, though? Come on, dude. How many times have you ever been at a movie theater and it's, or even with your kid, you take your kid to go see a cartoon or something, and you look around and there's kids chewing on the seats because the parents are lost in the movie and the kids chewing on the seat. You know what I mean? I don't know what's on that seat. I most time don't even want to sit on that motherfucker, more or less chew it. So it's like, I'm just hoping that they're taking the proper precautions to be, for those who aren't, and those who are, make sure that you double down for your own safety. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But he said, "Oh God."
So we got maybe 8 minutes left before we got to get out of here, and I had a couple of fatter whacks sitting over here that I figured I might want to kick off before we go. We were talking these most of the time, so I was thinking maybe I got some movie trilogies.
Ooh,
fatter whacks.
I'm up for it.
Okay,
what do you got?
So let's start off with, first and foremost, how about Indiana Jones? He's got 3 movies and it's stretched off into 4, I believe. So what do you think about that one? Fatter whack on Indiana Jones.
Okay. I'm gonna give you the long-winded answer on this one. I loved part 1. Part 2 was dope. They kind of lost me when they brought his dad into it. It was Sean Connery, but the last one that they did with I can't think of his name, where
Shia
LaBeouf. Yep. The last one was Shia LaBeouf and all of the crystal alien skulls. That one was a good watch. So it brought me full circle. So I'll say fat. I'm gonna say fat because of that last one, not because of Sasha LaBeouf, not because of you, Sasha.
Okay. LaBeouf. I'm getting a lot of people saying, I get a lot of people agreeing with you. We get a lot of fats here. I got somebody said the third one is their favorite. I'm gonna second everybody here, and I'm gonna say fat because I thought 1 and 2 really, made it. They solidified it.
They really solidified the character.
And 4 wasn't horrible. It was okay.
Think of how many times that you have seen that scene reprised, recreated, or reincarnated, or paid homage to, where someone is running and this big boulder is coming into frame.
Something is chasing
every
them.
Cartoon, every comic book, every movie, like it's embedded in our brains. That was some of the most epic shit that we had seen at that time in the 80s, whenever that was. We've seen way wilder shit than that now. It pales in comparison, but at that time, that's why it's seared in here.
All right, so, how about we go Harold and Kumar?
Gerald and Kuman. Fat.
I'm gonna say fat. Come on, man.
It's a buddy flick
in both 1 and 2, and I have watched most of 3, and they have just some classic lines in there.
It's a buddy and or party flick. If you make it a party flick, you actually have to buy a crave case and have at least an 1/8 or better, and you smoke. Everybody watches the show. You laugh your ass off, then you shit your brains out, and that's the end of that party. But if it's just you and it's a buddy flick, you guys are smoking, you're gonna laugh your ass off. There's some great parts in those movies.
Yeah,
Definitely fat. Definitely fat. Definitely fat. Yeah, they should make another one. Those were good. Good shit.
Okay, I'm getting a lot of fats. I got yeah, okay. All right, let's go. How about Back to the Future?
Back to the Future.
Yeah. There's a 1, 2, and 3 there.
I want to say yes, because it falls into a Bill and Ted for me. And not saying that they're even the same movie. I understand, but what I'm saying is again, both seared in your brain for something that you had not seen to that point in your life, and iconic franchises that could, if done properly, be reprised or reimagined today. We've been talking about this, a reprise of Back to the Future.
Yes,
Come on, man. Yes. It could be great. It could be great. It really could be. We're getting to see what the Wild Stallion is going to look like, because there's more pictures coming up of that. So keep your eyes peeled for that. What?
So they ain't a 3 yet. All right, but yes, I'm gonna also say I thought it was fat. Because coming up, that movie was crazy. Back to the Future. The third one, like I said, they went a little bit out there, but they did do something different. They went back back in the day. But when you go back, you either go back there or you can go back to like Egyptian times or something, or Roman times maybe, and it might have been different. But who knows? And that's the difference with it.
That could be interesting.
Western, and Western is sometimes hard to chew, and
I agree. I think that yeah, that probably wasn't a good idea. If it was a blanket statement, it was a fat because of the whole franchise, not because of the third movie. For one, for two, I think that they could learn a thing or two by looking at Avengers Endgame and how backwards in time and sequences, and where they got a lot of that shit most likely from Back to the Future, where characters are continuity in time but can't see each other and shit like that, and add in another angle. Add in an angle. Somebody went back and fucked it up. Now you got to go back and fix it. It doesn't necessarily have to be in another place all the time, or in outer space now or something. It could be, but at the same time, it's the root of the story, and good story writing, I think, could make another knock out of the park, home run for that franchise.
All right. How about Scream?
Scream is fat. Scream is definitely fat. Wes Craven is a genius. I think he modernized the horror films. And again, so many imitations, so many cookie cutter. I Know What You Did Last Summer's fucking prom night. They lined up and they all did the traditional poster, where even Halloween, I believe H2O fell victim to that Scream poster. Everybody, the Scream poster, like, yes, the Scream poster. Like, it would iconic across the board, hands down. Props Wes Craven.
That's what's up. All right, fat. Scream is fat, obviously. We got a bunch of fats, a couple of greeds, a couple of LOL laughing. All right. How about we go to the Fast and the Furious?
Fast and the Furious. I'm whack. I'm not a fan. And that's from me being real. Like, they can't all be fat, for one. For two, I'm not a fan. I don't know, man. There's something about action.
It's crazy
movies.
Because I fell off after the first two, I think. So I didn't ever see the third one. So I can't answer. I wouldn't be able to answer fat on it either. But I know that it continued on for like thousands of them. There's like 9.
No, again. So by my own,
somebody thinks it's fat, but I do not. I believe it.
No, not just somebody. Not just somebody. Millions of people think that it's fat because it made it to like volume 7.
It's still to this day, people are doing it. Yeah, for sure.
It's very, very, very subjective. I used to be an action movie. Me and ROC used to love the action movies and talk about how dope they are. And his parents had a fucking library of cool shit, like just the greatest shit ever. And like, those movies used to be so everything. And now that, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. They don't do it for me no more.
I got a couple more. How about we go to The Matrix?
The Matrix.
Which they're redoing, I heard. They're rebooting, or they're making a part 4 because Keanu's coming back and Carrie Moss, everybody. I don't know what's going on, but yeah.
The Matrix is fat. The Matrix is fat because,
I would say it's fat.
That's some deep shit. In theory, that's some deep shit. Waking up in the pod wall somewhere and you disconnect. That's some deep shit. So yeah, just the concepts alone are fat.
Okay, how about the last one, since we're running out of time?
But that's an action movie too. So I guess I do still like action movies. I don't know, certain shit.
Okay, last one, since we're running out of time. Hellraiser.
Bad.
Hellraiser. Bad. Yes, sir. Awesome. Cenobites. Bad.
Cenobites. Bad. Yes. Butterball. Bad. Chatterbox. Bad.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's awesome.
We're getting down to it. I remember that shit.
Dude, love the Cenobites. They're fresh.
I had a couple more, but
that's fine. No, take it out.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean? For me, whack! I don't get it. I don't get into it. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna like everything. I ain't just saying the same shit all the time. I'm keeping it real. I like some shit and I don't like some shit. Whack!
Whack! On that note, we about this motherfucker. Thank you.